Welcome back. It is I, Leslie Vivian, with Enchanted Moonlight Readings. I am so excited to be embarking on this new journey with all of you guys. I got a few comments that you guys couldn't really hear me, and I seriously need to up my equipment here and get like a microphone or something. So I'll try to speak up this time so everyone can hear me. So I guess I got a lot of good feedback from the first video of my true crime astrology series, and I'm still going to continue on with Shanann, okay? We're not done yet, okay? Shanann Watts, like, oh my gosh. She was a being of light, like, no kidding. And I'm trying to be a little more prepared this time, and so I have some notes, and I'm not going to fidget with my hair anymore because I made sure to like fix it before I started recording. So, not that it matters because, whatever, but anyway. So, where I left off last time, and I want to explain that Shanann Watts' husband, Chris Watts, murdered her. Okay, he murdered her and murdered the children that she bared for him. Okay, and that is like very significant because I don't think I emphasized that in the first video because I just kind of assume that we all know the story, and if it was lost on anybody that this is a murder victim with the most sinister annihilation ever committed by a father. I mean, in my opinion, right? So, so her children were also murdered when she was murdered. She was murdered first, and then her kids, like, had to endure, like, whatever thinking that the husband was doing at that point. So I wanted to come back on and go over some of the things that that I briefly touched upon but didn't really get into. So I want to go back to her first house where she had Mars, Black Moon Lilith, and South Node transiting throughout that day, okay? Granted that Black Moon Lilith and South Node don't really move that fast and that often. Like, I mean, scratch that, not often. They don't move that fast. It takes Black Moon Lilith like 9 months before, like, she moves on to the next sign, depending how big your house is in the house that she is in, because we all have it different. So Shanann had Mars, Black Moon Lilith, and the South Node. So I just want to talk about that for a second. Like, there's been all this, like, because there was a mistress involved, and there's been all this, like, speculation of, like, was the mistress, like, involved in the murder? Um, this is very interesting. I don't know. Like, kind of, yeah. If she didn't do it, if the mistress did not do it herself, it would have certainly been like she had a hand in it. She had a hand in it, and was very much involved in the sudden and quick demise and the abrupt death of Shanann. So, you guys have to understand that Black Moon Lilith is like our shadow selves. Like, it's like the side of ourselves that we don't really want to, show. Like, we want to keep that side of us hidden. And it could also, like, the way it's laid out right here, Mars, as I told you guys, is like, this is a very passionate sexual nature. Black Moon Lilith right next to it. If anything, the mistress didn't care that, whatever happened to Shanann. And she was very much aware of her and her situation, that she was, pregnant at the time of her death. And it's just a very sinister and evil combination. You know what I mean? And I'm not accusing anybody of, like, trying to, like, although I wonder, because I think I'll do her chart next. She's gotten away with a lot with no repercussions whatsoever, when she knows very well that she was a very, very manipulative woman that caused Shanann to die. You guys have to understand that South Node was like squaring Nessus at the time of Shanann's murder. It was squaring it. So it was like she did all she could. And it brought her to her death. But, excuse me, that doesn't mean that, that she is no longer, like, she continues on. Like, and I, for one, am certain that, I don't want to say haunt, but she's certainly on their mind. Like, you know what you did. I'm not going to judge you, but someone will. And maybe his name is Jesus. What else did I didn't go over a few things that I wanted to just touch upon. Um, okay, so the fourth house, I didn't really go over this. Um, that's the house of children, and like that's like when you have had a hard time with your home life, or with having children, or even just like even just causing pain to your own mother. So Shanann was always destined to like cause pain to her mom, of course, because she was murdered. So her mom will always feel like this pain and this void and this, everything that was unnecessary that happened to her baby girl. And it's so unfortunate, it's so sad, and I truly, truly feel for her. Miss Sandra Rusek, like my heart goes out to you, and I empathize with your pain. I can certainly not walk 1 inch in your shoes. Like, my hat's off to you that you've been able to endure all this, because and also Chiron in the fourth house would also be like, you know um you as a mother, like something painful as a mother. Like, it's not lost on Shanann that she knows that this guy that was supposed to take care of her ended up killing the children she had with him after killing her. I'm trying to keep this as classy as possible because it's like seriously painful. Also, like the home. Chiron in the fourth house is also, it signifies your home. And so like the fact that she like worked so freaking hard to like accomplish the home of her dreams for her children that she was mothering, like, um it's painful. It's painful for her. um I'm not going to get into like the afterlife feelings. I honestly feel like people can still feel stuff after they've passed on, and this is a big indicator. Like, at least there was like, it was gonna be really, really sad for a mother, someone's mother. Shanann was a mother. Her mom, you know. What else? It's quite interesting because, like, at the time of her death, she had Jupiter in her midheaven transiting. So that would actually indicate like expansion on her business and who she was as a businesswoman. And it would go far beyond what she ever could have imagined, because it's in Scorpio. So Jupiter in Scorpio transiting through Saturn, it's like cementing like some kind of huge accomplishment. But it's in Saturn and Scorpio, so it's like maybe her business is still thriving, you know, like even after her death. And that's the way she's known for. And also, I was going to say that Saturn being in her natal chart in the 10th house in her midheaven, it's like her father has a huge influence. It's like he's going to be like carrying on her legacy till the end of his life and make sure that everyone knows who exactly his daughter was. It's almost like an obsession. Like it's like I have to do this. Like I must do this. She also has Pluto and Mars and part of Fortune in her ninth house, and it's quite interesting because she did, you know, go to North Carolina for what was it, like 6 weeks or something. And so ninth house is the house of travel and higher learning and spirituality. And with Pluto and Mars squaring Juno in her third house, it's like she always wanted to try and renew a situation, like have a rebirth, a awakening of some kind, and trying to like travel to achieve that. And then Juno comes in, the spouse, and she was good at it, right? She was good at her business. She was really good at what she did. And then with Pluto, it's like death, you know, the end. If it's not death or the end, like it would be like a rebirth, like a new awakening, a new revelation, like I mentioned in the previous video. So it's quite interesting. I don't know. I think I'm pretty much done with Shanann. God rest her soul. Oh my God. Poor woman. Like, she did not deserve what she got. And, like, all the family that's against her on the other side, like, of her murderer, they were also bullies to her. It says it right here in her chart, like, and like Chris Watts was just like, oh, okay, oh yeah, she's totally abusive toward me, when actually he was the one having an affair and being abusive toward her, ended up murdering her and the children that she bared for him, which was like a huge deal. Like it didn't come lightly Like, she tried. I actually feel like she probably had infertility issues, like fertility issues. And so this is sad. Um, the next thing I want to say is that this is done with the utmost respect for the family and Shanann and her children involved. I have a few other people that I want to read their charts, and I'll just surprise you guys, but it might be still within this case. So that's all I have to say about beautiful Shanann, and my parting words are: shine like Shanann, be brave like Bella, and courageous like Celeste. And God bless their souls. Thank you for watching.